What is going on, everybody? It is Friday, and I'm going to bring you guys some different content than what I normally bring. If you've watched any of my other videos before, you know that what I do for a living is I teach welding at a local college, and I do custom welding and fabricating at home in my shop at my house. But recently, I started a excavation and demolition business. Very new. I'm not really pushing it really that hard right now because I have a full-time job. This is just more kind of stuff to do on the side for now and just kind of see where it goes. So a local contractor has got a lot here where I live that needs to be cleaned up. He's had a lot of pine trees and stuff, big trees. They've already got cut down. All I've got to do is I've got to go pretty much property line, pull all the brush and stuff up, pile it up by the road. There's an old shed that needs to be tore down. So I've got to get all this stuff, separate it, brush stuff and actual like garbage, trash, whatever, get it all separated. And the contractor is going to have another contractor come and pick everything up. He told me all he wants me to do is just pile it up, and that was it. So that's what we're going to do. I have bought a tripod, and I brought that with me today. And I'm gonna try my hand at setting it up and seeing if you guys like any of this and see if I can capture some of this stuff. I see a lot of the videos on there that people doing cleanup work and demolition, and it's very, very satisfying to me. I'll sit there and I'll get lost for hours watching people just dig holes and clean up stuff. So figured I'll try it, trying out some of this new equipment that I got. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes. All right, so here at the job site, kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. These trees right there. It's hard to tell, but right behind that stump, there's a fence. We're going to be cleaning up everything along on this side of the fence. And we're going to come down, clean all the way through here. And you'll see right there is my shed that I've got to get tore down. It's got some stuff in there. I'm going to go through it and see what all exactly is in there. But you can tell it's got some stuff. There's a fence right here. We got to get all this cleaned out. All this tore down, and there's a bunch of stuff inside there too. So we are going to clean all this out. Probably clean this stump. There was a deep well here. All of this is going to be coming out all along this fence line. It's like an old rabbit pen back there. Not sure, but all the way, there's a fence over there, then it cuts back this way. And this is an old grapevine. There's post here, post there, post there, post there, post there. All those posts have got to be dug up. I'm gonna see if I can get the actual fencing separated from the post. And then along this, there's a fence over here. You see those little skinny trees? We gotta clean all this along there to over here. And then you see, it's hard to tell, but there is chain link fence here. all through here. Trees growing up in the fence. Leaving the stumps. We're not messing with the stumps. All we're doing is just cleaning up the edges. And it's a little bit better. So you can tell these trees and this fence and stuff has been here a while. Trees literally growing into the post. Same thing down here. Again, leaving that post or that stump. Literally the fence is growing in through the trees. So then we'll take this debris pile right here. So like this is, you know, non-brush items, fences, plastic, some bricks, posts and stuff. We'll get all this piled up in a nice pile. All this stuff over here, all that's gone. So yeah, pretty good sized lot. I think we're gonna go ahead and take that tree down too while we're here. And so yeah, so I'm gonna get you guys set up on the, I'm gonna get the machine unloaded and get the tripod set up and probably do a time lapse of this area over here. Probably do a whole time lapse thing over here. Then when we get to the fun stuff, that actual demo in that building, I'll take it off time lapse so we can get some good video on that. So hang tight. All right, so been at it for about an hour and a half and got a ton done so far. Let's see, there used to be some big trees right in here and up there. So we got that fence line cleaned off. Come around here. Got us big old guys. Got it all pulled up. And we've got an exposed fence now. Now a lot of this stuff I'm gonna have to go back in with a chainsaw and cut it because it's growing through that fence and I don't want to tear them people's fence up. But yeah, making some pretty good progress. Got a good pile started. Still got a long ways to go, but we're making it. We're making some progress. I think for right now, I'm probably just going to leave this part. I'm going to thin that out, kind of smooth that out a little bit, make it a little bit more appealing for now. And then I will probably get those couple of trees that are growing right here in front of the building, get those down, and put them on a big pile by the road that I've got. And then probably going to stop and get me some lunch. And then after lunch, I will start working on this roadside right here, and get this whole fence. And this is going to be a lot of work. Probably most of my time is going to be right here, getting this fenced in area all pulled up and separated from the trees. So making good progress so far. Sorry, still trying to figure this gimbal out. This thing is super nice, but it is touchy, and it switches are backwards, or controls are backwards kinda. So going to probably take a little break, go grab some lunch real fast, and come back, and we'll get back at it. See y'all in a bit. All right, I'm back from lunch now. I've actually done a little bit, which you'll actually see time lapse before this, that I've already started on the road right here. This is, the more I got to looking at it, the more kind of in depth this is the more tough it's getting. It's this whole fence line, the trees are literally growing directly through it. So in the county, or the city, is actually the ones that's going to be coming and picking the debris up, the actual brush and stuff, not the garbage, but the actual trees and stuff and the bushes that I dig up. So all this stuff's got to be cut into maximum 10-foot pieces and stacked up by the road. Can't be on the road, whatever. So you know, it kind of makes stuff like this go a little bit, you know, kind of drag out a little bit more, but you know, it is what it is. So readjusting to where you guys will be able to see this whole strip. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go down, and I'm going to kind of break off pieces that I can on this side of the fence and pull it in and pile it up in the center. And then I'm going to try to work the fence out of the remaining what's in the tree, and then, you know, stack it up so that we can get, because we're actually going to get, as you can see, the dumpster back, or not dumpster, it needs to be in a dumpster, it's going to be in a dumpster. But that building, I think we and the contractor decided that we were going to get a dumpster, a roll-off, and instead of having to track back and forth, we're just going to get a roll-off. We're going to tear that down, put it in there where everything's nice and neat, controlled, and like I said, it just saves a little bit of time. It's a little bit more money for the customer, but in the long run, it'll pretty much be a wash. It's going to cost more, but it's going to cut my time tracking back and forth in half. So that'll be good. So got you guys set up, and let's get back to it. Alright, so as you can see from the time lapse, we've got about halfway down the road, the fence and everything, you know, the fence is just ripping right out. So that's awesome. Saving a lot of time there. That's probably going to do it for today. I've got some stuff that I have to do. So probably not going to do much more. Phone's about to die anyways. So I will probably be back out here in the morning to try to do some more. So yeah, hang tight. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, I told you a bit of a story. I was wrong on my time when I had to be somewhere.
So I did a little bit more, and I'm going to show you what all I did do right now. So as you can see, got this whole area right here. This is actually half of that as it goes to right there. It goes right here, so that's about halfway down. I got my fence material, all that stuff separated there, all my rush material there, and I went ahead and started tearing down those grapevines that were back here. And I pulled this old cooler right here out from under this shed or shelter, whatever, and started pulling some of this stuff out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of glass, so I'll have to make bigger scoops, scoop it all up, get it out of here. But I've got a lot of the stuff that was up under there, got it out. Lots of brush and stuff piled up here. It's hard to tell, but yeah, all the way back to that very back property line. Basically what I did is my bucket has got teeth on it, so I just use that and just kind of scrape the ground like a comb, kind of pulled some of that stuff out this way. Trees and such, they're all piled up here. Here is the old grapevines. So started just kind of tearing that stuff down, getting the posts down, and then I will pile all this stuff up and put that in the dumpster. Then all this right here, you can tell, got all that. So literally got from right here to right there. That's it. I got that to do, and then tear down that building, and we'll be good to go. So like I said, it's still going to be a 2-day project, and but I am loading up now, and I'm going to head home and get a shower. And we actually have a house showing this evening. Hopefully somebody is coming to buy our old house, because we are fixing to start construction on our new house. So that's it for today. I will see you guys in the morning.
Good morning to you. Back on the job site, and we're going to try to get this thing finished up. Get all this brush piled up by the road. Customer, like I said yesterday, customer come out. We decided that we're going to, instead of piling up by the road and having the city or the county come and pick it up, we're going to get a dumpster for this building. So we might be doing that, coming back next Friday possibly to do that. But as far as the brush stuff, I'm gonna have all the brush, everything cleaned up, piled up today. My plan is to have all this done by lunchtime. I think in total yesterday I was here all day, but as far as working hours, I only had about 5 hours maybe actually working, and got a lot done. So hopefully we'll have another productive day. I wanted to get out here this morning. I wanted to get here a little bit earlier, but yeah, it's Saturday. I'm lazy. So my wife and we have been busting our tails getting our house cleaned up, getting it ready to show. So we are both beat, absolutely beat. But I am going to finish up my coffee, and I'll show you the game plan for today.
All right, so where we left off yesterday, I showed we got this first half of the brush on the road and the fence up. We got that pile right here. I think what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna try to clean this area up over here. Try to, get it a little bit nicer, a little bit neater. I know this tree right here, I've got to get this tree down. And I think what I'm going to start this morning, I think I'm going to get the rest of this run done all the way down to the corner. That way that I can come in here and I can just pull all this stuff and get it piled up with the rest. So I think that's what I'm going to start off with today. Like I said, just kind of go and clean up, just kind of straighten some of the stuff up. Like where I was moving around on the machine yesterday, it kind of stirred the dirt some there and back in there. So yeah, I think that's a good game plan for today. That's what I think. I think that'll be all right. And then I'll get some an after video. Probably set you up on a short time lapse, but it kind of just gets a little redundant after a while. It's the same stuff. So might not film all of it, might film all of it, who knows. But yeah, so let's get started. Sorry. All right, I had to take a break for just a minute. I had to fix my chainsaw. Got a couple of trees. The big thing with this job, particularly with the county coming and picking up the debris, is everything's got to be 12 foot or smaller. So several trees, most of them I've had pretty good luck. I say 8 out of 10 that I've had good luck with just pushing them over. There's a bunch of these pine stumps, and I'll just pull it back on that pine stump and it'll snap it in half. Been good so far, but these last 2 trees they've been fighting me pretty good. So had to fix my chainsaw, stuff like that. So while I got that fixed, went ahead and actually cut these pieces up. I mean, didn't think that was very entertaining, if you will, but got all the pieces cut up, fixing to move those now. And then we're going to start on, you can see this area right here where those grapevines are. All I'm going to do is take that pile and just pull it back. The road is that way, so I'm going to just pull this pile all the way back to the road, and then we just about got this licked. So I'm going to spin y'all back around, put you back on the time lapse. We'll see you in a few. All right, quick update. I've got everything on the road down, the fence down, all that. I got my fence stuff piled up over there, right there. All my brush is right there. I think it's time to stop and get some lunch, and we'll get back here after it when I get back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my machine and I'm gonna track parallel with the property line right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of pull everything back away from the fence, and should be able to just grab, I'd say, because this stuff is just vines, so it's really thin stuff. It compacts pretty well. So I'll probably scratch this stuff back and probably 2 or 3 bucketfuls, and I'll take it. I'm gonna start another pile between that stump and that stump right there, and this, we're all gonna pile all this, and then after that grab my pile from there and stack it up by the road too. And I think that'll probably be it for right now until we can get the dumpster and do the building. So yeah. So I'm gonna take a little break, get me some lunch because I'm hungry, and we'll get back after here in just a few. All right, just wanted to hop on here real quick and say that we are done for today. Probably gonna come and get this building behind me. Probably gonna get that next week. But as far as all the brush and stuff, clean up the property, the edges, everything's done. Everything looks good. The landowner just came by and said it looks great. So now I'm gonna show you guys what I did. And I'm ready to get out of here and get me a shower. All right, I know I've shown y'all 100 times, but that's that one pile. This is the road where that fence and everything was. So now all of that is clean. Even down to here, it's all just brush piles ready for the county to come and pick up. You can tell that's that property line. There was vines and brush all the way down. You couldn't even see that little fence right there, but got it all cleaned and combed down. Landowner, he's got a tractor with a box blade and a root rake, and he's gonna come and he's gonna get all this stuff. It would just take way too long for me to try to fan through it with it. He can do it in about an hour, this whole lot. But got all that stuff cleaned up. Big pile that was back there. That pile that you see, it's got some like hog pen or chicken wire or something wrapped up in it. I don't know what it used to be, but can't go in with the brush stuff. So that pile there, and the building's gonna go into a roll-off, which we should have next week. Probably have 2 of them is what it's gonna take to get that knocked down. So unfortunately, I won't have the demolition of that building on this episode. I gotta get home and get this edited. I've got 2 days worth of footage I need to edit and get uploaded. But you'll have to stick around for part 2 to get the building. So part 2 is coming. It'll probably be next Sunday. I'll try to do from here on out, I'm gonna try to do weekly uploads on Sundays. But yeah, so I'm super happy with the way everything come out. If you're a critic of your own work at all, you'll know that you always feel like you could have done something a little bit better, but at some point you just got to kind of just call it what it is. And as long as you did what you can do, there's no more customers happy. So obviously that's enough, I should say. But so yeah, next week we're gonna have a full video of just demolition. So that one should be fun. This will be my first demolition job that I've done. As far as tearing down a building, I've done a lot of demo work as far as brush and cleanup and stuff at our land and at this one and another property. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Do me a favor. It literally, like I said before, it doesn't cost anything. Give this video a like. Give me a subscription. It's free. It helps me. And y'all comment. Let me know, please. I feel like I take criticism pretty well. So, let me hear it. Do you like it? This one, I feel like is obviously is a lot different. Obviously, this is not vehicle related, but these cleanup videos, these time lapses of land clearing and stuff like that tend to be pretty popular. Was it too much time lapse? Was it enough? Do y'all want to see me more? I doubt it, but let me know. I appreciate every single one of y'all, and we will catch y'all on the next one. Appreciate it.